All right. Well, here we are on episode 3 of the Pastor Matt Approved podcast. So thank you for listening and tuning in today. We got some really special guests with us today. Super, super excited to have some awesome people with us. So we've got Imogene Hampton in the house today.
Hey.
You sounded so nervous. Like, hey.
I get used to it after a little bit, but when I first start talking, I'm like, awkward.
Oh, that's awesome. And we got Allie Ware in the house.
Yeah.
Yay. We're so excited to have y'all on. Y'all are home from Christmas break, so you don't have to go back to school just yet.
Praise.
So I was like, we need to jump in and do a podcast because you guys are awesome. So Imogene, you're a senior
now,
at Gardner Webb. And what's your major in?
Psychology and religious studies, my minor. So.
Oh, nice. Very good. Yeah. So you ready to be done?
Yeah. I only have one more psychology class, and then the rest are electives. So.
Wow.
I'm taking pottery, so that'll be fun.
Oh, pottery?
Yeah, I'm taking a pottery class because I have to get credits for something. So I'll make you a bowl. I'll bring you a bowl.
Yes.
Or a coffee mug.
Can you put Pastor Matt Approved on it?
That would be really fun.
That would be awesome if you could do a bowl that says Pastor Matt Approved.
That would be really cool.
Ooh.
The stamp.
We'll put it up here on the set so like
That'd
we can start
awesome,
collecting things like for the Pastor Matt Approved podcast.
That's a good idea.
I like it. All right. And Allie, welcome. You're home. So you're you're at Liberty. Yes, a freshman, first semester. How was first semester?
It was actually amazing.
Good.
Like I was nervous going into it, but I can't even tell you how many blessings and answered prayers there were because the people that I've met are just so amazing. And it's been so awesome. I've loved every minute of it.
Yeah, Liberty is a special place.
Oh, yeah.
I can say that because I'm a Liberty guy. So it's one of the best places on the world. Gardner Webb second, in case you're wondering.
Right.
Yeah,
that's fine.
That. So,
hey, grad school, I'm going to Liberty, so.
Hey, there you go.
Let's go.
There you go. So did y'all survive the holidays?
Barely.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Hesitation?
Yeah, no, it was good. It was good. It's just a lot of people in one house.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay, so on a scale of 1 to 10, how chaotic was your Christmas?
10 being what? Like 1?
Like 1 being the worst and 10 being the highest.
Oh, okay.
The best.
7, 8?
7, 8?
Okay, 8. I would say a strong 8.
Okay.
Yeah.
What about you, Allie?
Let's see here. So 10's like the worst, and then 1's the best.
Oh,
10 would be the
opposites.
best. 1 would be the worst.
Oh, okay. I would say like a 5.
Okay. All right. Middle
I
ground.
mean, I'm good to. It's like glad, happy. I'm excited to be back home. Whatever the word is, but I feel like after Christmas things just got crazy because we went up to the beach,
Right.
with family, and it was just everybody in one house, and it was like
Same here. I understand.
it was a lot.
You're a lot.
I was happy to be back.
Like,
But
I
it was
just need a
good.
break. I just need
I
a break.
think the hardest thing about college, and you could probably testify to this, is like having that little bit of freedom at college, kind of do what you want to do and like have your own space. And then you come home and you have to share with everybody again. You're like, this is awful. So
that is a tough transition.
It
Transition.
It
When
is.
you're in college, you're kind of used to doing your own thing. And you come back home and like your parents still kind of have the rule, that you got to be. And
Right.
you got to, so that is, I remember that. That was a tough transition.
Not my favorite, but that's okay.
No, it's not. But you learn through it.
Right.
You figure it out. So, all right. So let me ask you this question. How many times over the holiday have you said, we'll start that after the holidays?
Literally 3 times a day.
3 times a day.
Every time that I would like pick up a cookie, I'd be like, "Oh, I'll get better in the new year. I'll start eating better."
Oh, it's
The
so on in
holidays
the
are
new year.
over.
It's
I
so
think this
on.
year I just gave up with that and I haven't said it that much because I know it's not going to happen.
Right.
So,
You just-
yeah.
All right, so let me ask you about your sleep schedule. How is your sleep schedule different on Christmas break versus when you're at school?
Honestly, it's probably about the same for me. I just kind of fall asleep when I'm tired. And that could be 9 o'clock some nights. That could be midnight. It just depends on how early I had to get up
You
the
just
morning
sleep
before.
in a lot over the holiday, or
I've gotten to sleep in a good bit, which
Yeah.
has been really nice. But then, of course, I have all the appointments that I have to get squeezed in while I'm home
That's
for break
tough.
that my mom scheduled for like 8:30 in the morning without me knowing.
All right,
And
come,
so I'm like,
Tina,
Tina,
what are you doing?
really?
Come on.
Really? You couldn't
Yeah.
wait till like 10?
yeah,
But
for real.
That's her being like, "You should start scheduling them yourself, probably."
probably. I probably should. I
Like,
probably
hey,
should.
it's your time to start making these appointments.
Right.
That's
All right,
how
so
my
what about
mom
your
is.
sleep schedule, Allie? Are you get to sleep in any over the holiday?
Yes, slept in a lot. I actually at school get to sleep in a good amount because I don't really have I only have one day that I had a class at 9:45, and then the
Snap.
rest of it I wasn't till like 12. So
Oh,
that means
wow.
I had a terrible sleep
You're lucky.
schedule.
Wow.
So like here, I feel like it's gotten even worse. Like the other day, I literally napped from 5 o'clock to 9, and then didn't go to bed till like 2. And it was just so, I was like, I need to actually get myself together because this is
Right.
rough. But
Nice.
I mean, it's nice. Like you get the rest.
Hey, this
you
is like
need.
the one time in your life you could do that. Take
That's so
advantage of
true.
it.
For
So
real.
true.
So
have a
like
job
over
you
the
can't do
holiday,
that.
like I slept, like if I could, the days that are allowed, man, I would sleep till like 9 or 10 o'clock, which I don't ever get to do.
wow.
Usually it's 5:30, 5:45. It's like I'm up, but like I got to sleep in. I loved it. So yesterday was first day back, and I was like, whoa, whoa! I should have like transitioned a little better into
What
it,
time is sleeping in for you? Like, what time is waking up? Like
on a normal day.
Like, if you were to sleep in, what time would that
sleeping
be?
in. I slept till like 9:30 most of the days.
Okay.
Yeah.
My sleep in's like 11 o'clock.
No, yeah, I feel like every time that like an older, not that you're an old person, of course.
No,
but
not
like
old.
a parent, like a
Not
parent.
yet.
But like if a parent talks and they're like, "Oh, I slept until 8:30 this morning."
No, I'm not. I'm so
I'm
much
like, that's
later
the
than that.
earliest I'm getting
But
up.
when you have
That's
when you
bright
have
and early.
kids, it's really hard. You don't really get to sleep in a lot. So
Right.
Usually by 8 o'clock, your kids are up or doing something. So yeah, it's always good though.
It'll get better.
It will. It will. It's okay. I can sleep later.
Right.
No biggie. No biggie with that. So. All right, so we're on the Pastor Matt Approved podcast. We have a little bit of fun, a little bit of random, and a whole lot of Jesus. So we're going to start out with a little bit of fun. All right, you guys cool with that?
Yep.
Oh yeah.
All right, here we go. All right, so we're going to do a transit throwback. Since both of y'all have graduated from transit, all right, we're going to do a transit throwback, all right, and ask some questions about your time in transit. So what is a transit moment that lives rent-free in your head? Like one of your most favorite moments of all time for transit?
I think mine goes back to Caswell, probably I think it was junior or senior year. But I don't know if you remember that really bad thunderstorm that we had, like crazy thunderstorm. And I remember all of us getting out of worship that night, and we're all like trying. Of course, our house is like the furthest from the worship center, and so we're all like walking back. Of course, the middle school boys are sprinting back, and then like it's lightning bad, and everyone's kind of like, okay, let's all stay together, and everyone's just running. But like the lightning was so bright that like it looked like daytime for a few seconds afterwards, and it was just so much fun. 'Cause we're all getting drenched, and people are running out in the rain. I'm trying to stay under so I don't get struck by lightning. But of course, all the middle school boys and girls are out there playing in the rain. So that was just funny to watch all them and cut up and make fun of the middle schoolers a little bit.
Of course,
Of
you
course,
have to make fun
got
of the
to.
middle schoolers. That's what you do.
Yeah.
So. All right, Allie, what about you?
I would say silent disco at D now. I think that was the first time that I'd done it, because going into it, I was like, oh gosh, I'm not really a dancer. Like at prom and homecoming, I was never the person that was out there dancing. But something about silent disco, I think it's like you can switch your music. I loved it so much. And I just remember being in the moment. I was like, why? I am dancing right now. Like, what is actually going on? But it was so awesome.
Like, what am I
love it
doing?
so much. Yeah. I was
Yeah,
like, wait,
I
I'm
know.
having fun. What the heck? Yeah, but it's so fun.
Yeah, that was a really silent discos are
Those are
awesome.
always
But that
really
one,
fun.
DNL last year was like, oh my gosh, that was so great. Oh, you just walk around and like start dancing with different people.
Oh, yeah.
And then you go dance with another group and
I
like
was
a
getting
different
into
music
it.
style. It's just like, and I'll say you, I was not a dancer at all. And I'm just like, I'm out there doing, I'm like, hopefully there's no videos going right now, because if people are watching this
yeah.
right now, I'm in trouble because I can't dance at all. So
But you were pretty good at lip syncing to Let It Go. I do remember. I think that's what it was. You were just in the middle, and I just see you like doing all
yeah,
the
Let It
hand
Go.
motions
He got
with the
into
ice.
it.
Yeah.
He got into
Yeah,
it.
that one goes way back for me because I did that on Transit Live back in COVID. I did a Transit Live thing to Let It Go. And the funniest part of this is there's still people in this church that watch that still think I sang it. Like legit. They think I sang. They're like, you got some good talent. You should probably be in the choir.
Thanks. So it's like,
Of course,
got
yeah.
that.
I'll go join next week.
Soprano.
Yeah.
You said over there.
This is not okay. It was so funny. So that's like anytime Let It Go comes on, I just
You let it go.
my inner
altered ego.
yeah, it comes out and I'm just singing. Even in the car, ask Aaron. We'll be on the road and on this playlist, the Into the Unknown. It's the Frozen from Frozen, but it's the it's not the one that
Is it the
Disney
second
did.
one?
It's the second. It's the one. I can't think of the Panic at the Disco. I think
Oh.
did it. Saint redid the song, which is, and that's the one that I redid. So when he sees it, he's like, "Dad, are you going to sing that again?" I'm like, "Of course, I'm going to sing it. I can do it karaoke. I can do it without the music, without the words. It's just the
Wow.
music. Yeah,
Impressive.
I can rock it.
Talent.
It's the one thing I can do good. So with that. So all right. So so this is going to be an interesting question because you just came into youth group on your senior year and you were here for all 7 years. So what was your first impression of transit when you first got here?
First impression.
Because I remember when
That was a
you
long
were a
time
little,
ago.
yeah, you were sixth grade.
Same
I remember,
height.
yeah.
I am now,
I didn't say
but-
that. I didn't. Just for the record, I didn't say that. But you were. I mean, you were. I remember you were small and
little.
tiny, and you were coming in with all your friends, and
I think my first impression, like being that little, was, oh my gosh, these kids are so cool. Like this group is so much fun. I just want to be just like these older girls in the youth group, like the high school girls. Like, they're so pretty. They have all their stuff together. They're doing their devotional every day. I want to be just like them. I think it was more of a encouragement to me, but at the same time, like, I also saw like how the girls at the time, they didn't do the best job at mentoring the younger kids. It was more of like, oh, we're older than you, y'all are younger than us, we're separated. But then once you merge the middle school and high schoolers together, that helped a lot with that. And so growing up, I was like, I'm going to make it a point to be intentional with the middle school girls, like when I'm a high schooler, because they need someone to bring them up and they need someone to help them rise up to the next generation of the youth group. And so, yeah, my first impression was like, wow, you're so big and I'm so little. But it also was an encouragement to me that I saw something I wanted to change. I wanted to change it. So that was also part of it as well.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And Allie, yours might be a little different because you came in like senior year, and that was, I mean, probably of all years to switch and move,
hardest,
that had to be really difficult. But
it was, definitely a strange experience. But I loved it because the first impression I had was the pizza box that I got. And so I see, I'm like, oh my word, all of these people have signed this box and they're already so excited and they've written notes and they want me to come. And I'm like, this is awesome. And then I walk in. I think you showed me the youth room. And like there was a fog going and all the lights. This place is pretty high. I kind of like it here. I kind of like it. And then the first night, there was something about shooting an arrow through
the impossible shot.
Yeah, the impossible shot. I did not raise my hand because I was scared. But I think that it's a good thing. Like people that come for the first time, I thought that was really nice. That they
Did
got
you ever
included.
get to shoot the impossible shot?
I've never shot the impossible shot.
Dun, dun, dun.
Are you serious?
I have not.
Okay, we're gonna have to go do the impossible shot at some point. We'll go get that done. You need a chance to win the impossible shot.
We'll see. If I make it though, I feel like that's cheating. Because I mean, I'm not a new person.
It would just be bragging rights.
Right. You can be like, I made it and all you other people didn't.
Right.
So.
You didn't see it, but.
That's right. Well, we would have seen it. We'd vouch for you. I've had a lot of people tell me, oh, I've hit the impossible shot when nobody's looking.
Oh,
but that doesn't count. Sorry. Does not count. All right. So last question and we'll move on. Who is a leader or somebody in the youth group that really just, made you feel safe or feel welcome or was really just a huge impact in your life?
Oh my word. There are so many. There are so many. I know Miss Regina, she had, my group of girls like all the way through middle school and majority of high school. And then of course, when we switched to Sunday mornings for a while, it was Wendy Maynard and Amy Davis that was with me the whole time. And they're just such great women, such great role models. And then of course, like Heather Elkins and Kelly Yerkes, all those women are just so phenomenal and they dedicate so much time. And just inviting us over to their homes, like everything about it was just amazing. Yeah, they're great.
Cool. Awesome.
I would say Miss Gina. She was speaking the first time that I went to youth group on a Sunday morning, and I just remember she was so genuine in everything she was saying and just fully laying out like what was taught. And then if she had a question, she wasn't afraid to, bring that up. And I just remember I felt so welcome, and I really loved it. And I always looked forward to having her teach.
Yeah, we've got some really great leaders.
We do.
We're just so blessed to have some of the best people just pouring into our students, which is so thankful. And so one of the cool things is, so D-Nail's getting ready to happen. That's our next big event in just a couple months. And so signups are live right now. So, we're encouraging everybody to sign up. I mean, D-Nail, I think, is probably one of my favorite events, like of the summer, of the whole entire year. It's just, I don't know what it is. It's short, but it's so meaningful and so powerful. I think it's just so great. So what we're going to do is I'm going to have y'all rate. I'm going to give you something about D-Now. I'm going to have you rate 1 to 10, 1 being low, 10 being high, what you think about this from D-Now. Okay.
Okay.
Are you ready? This is kind of rapid fire, fast. Go with it. Okay. All right. The food.
1.
Okay. 7. I don't think it's that bad.
Oh.
I really don't think it's that bad.
Snap.
That chili was good that we had.
Okay. That wasn't chili.
Well.
Just kidding. We don't really know what it was, but we think it was chili.
Okay, but it
We think it was chili, but we
One
don't
might be
chili.
dramatic. A 1 is kind of dramatic, so it's not bad. I remember before
It's
they
gotten better over the years,
yes.
but still not.
It's on the lower end, but I wouldn't.
Yeah.
Maybe not a 1.
Yeah.
It's like, but yeah, it could be better, but it could be worse.
It could be worse.
All right. 6, 7, maybe.
Oh my
my
gosh.
Shh, I had to do. I'm
That
sorry.
is
I had
not-
to do it. I had to do it.
Oh
Had to
gosh,
get it out
I'm
of the way.
avoiding saying that this entire time.
You think how many adults have said it now? Like that it would have died away and gone away, but it doesn't. Like Aaron is like big 6'7" guy. He loves it. But he's 8, so he likes that.
I think the middle high schoolers are over it now, but
It's like-
the younger kids and then the adults like it now.
Yeah,
So it's it's slowly
y'all's
dying out.
generation's like time out. We already moved on like 3 weeks ago. We're done.
yeah.
We're over
Yeah.
it.
Okay, worship.
Wait, what was it again?
Worship.
10 the highest?
10 is the highest.
Oh,
one's lowest.
10 for
10.
sure. Yeah.
10 out of 10.
Yeah.
Love the collective.
Yeah, shout out to
So
the Liberty
good.
Worship Collective.
Shout out the collective.
Man, they do a great
Good
job.
job.
I was emailing Allie this morning, talking about D-Nail for this year and all that good stuff. So shout out to Kevin and all the people at Liberty
Oh,
Worship
you're
Collective.
awesome. They're
Man, they do a
wonderful.
great job. All right, the bunks, living arrangements.
Oh, that's a 3. Let me tell you.
I'm going to say a 2. I feel like I'm just sleeping on
You don't know what you're sleeping
Oh
on.
yeah.
concrete. No, the wood, like the mattress is like barely there. Hey, if you get lucky though, and you don't have if you have an extra bunk, you can put 2 and double up.
Ooh.
I think Dad last year
Extra
had
cushion.
3.
Oh, wow.
I think somehow he had 3 stacked
But that's probably
up.
like a one. That's like actually one mattress. If you
Yeah.
put 3 together, that equals
Yeah.
one mattress.
Yes. And, yeah.
All right. Walking uphill,
I don't
because
mind
everywhere
it.
you walk at Ridgecrest usually ends up being uphill.
I don't mind it that much. Like
Yeah.
it's not ideal, but
Yeah.
5.
5.
Yeah.
All right. Teaching.
10 out of 10.
Oh, 10 out of 10. Yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Free
So-
time.
10 out of 10. Hiking is awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good.
I can't remember what I did on my free time at now anymore. I remember going on hikes, so probably a 10. Yeah.
All
This
right.
is fun.
Easter eggs.
I
Ooh.
never find
You
any.
never find any.
I have never found one.
So last year we had the little ducks. We didn't do eggs. We did the little
Yes,
ducks last year,
those were
little bunny
fun.
ducks, and like half of them did not get found. So they're probably still at Ridgecrest, like probably now still. So maybe we'll find them this year.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Could resume it.
Who knows? All right, late night.
Late night.
We've done a lot of things over late night, like glow in the dark, putt putt,
That's awesome. Much
disco.
fun.
Mhm.
Last year we did that competition thing with all the singing
Oh
and the
yeah,
dancing
like the
and
lip
stuff.
sync
So
competition.
fun. And the
That was
disco.
really fun.
Yeah, it was pretty fun. So yeah, D-Nail's pretty. This is my favorite. Love
Yeah, that's
my
a
favorite.
10 for sure.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
all right, so that's a little bit of fun. Now we're gonna go a little bit of random.
All right.
Okay, a little bit random. So I have tasked you guys with playing a game called, is it Pastor Matt approved or disapproved? All right, so I have you come up with some ideas, some thoughts. I don't know usually I know everything that's going to happen when we do this. I don't know what y'all have chosen, so I've given you the ability to make this. So you're gonna give the topic, all right, and then we've got your little pieces down here. Y'all are gonna say, are you Pastor Matt? Is it approved, or would I disapprove of it? Okay,
And we're
So
guessing,
You're,
correct?
yeah, so you're
Okay.
gonna give the topic, and then you're gonna say, I think he's going to approve it or disapprove it. Then I'll tell you my official stance on that. Okay,
All right.
all right, you ready?
Okay.
All right, let's go.
You can
Okay.
go first.
Flip flops.
Oh,
Flip flops. Approved?
Okay.
Yeah, you approved?
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I like flip flops. Do you like y'all flip flops?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, you're not a flip flop.
when I was young in school, they made us write out a list of like things for our future spouse that we would have like attributes, and one was don't, and I put men that wear flip flops.
Okay.
Oh.
Like, I mean, I understand the beach. That's just a big no for me. I don't know. It's always been something I'm like, if you wear flip flops, that's disgusting.
That's
Your
okay.
feet are out.
That's a deal breaker.
That's a deal breaker.
Gotcha.
Yeah, that's a
okay.
break.
All right. Good to know. All right. What's next?
Okay. Well, this one I feel like I'm cheating, but youth pastors that use a lot of slang.
A lot of slang.
Slang.
Like
Like 6'7".
Oh.
Gen Z terms.
Yeah. Ooh,
I'm
I don't
gonna
approve it.
You don't approve.
I don't approve of
say,
it.
Yeah.
And because I don't think that kids really want their youth pastor saying all that kind of stuff. Like, funny because I just did it, so I guess that's kind of a back.
That was more of a joke, not
Yeah,
like
that's
you were
more of
being
a joke.
serious.
But I don't walk around like, what's up, fam, and like all this like slang stuff that going on these days. I'm like, I don't know. I've seen people, because the only reason is I've seen people do it, and I've seen the reaction of the kids, and they're like, oh, okay, nervous.
Get me out of here.
Yeah, nervous laughter, walk. So I'm like, it's not. I don't know. Like,
Yeah.
I'll occasionally throw it out there and try to be funny, but I mean, you've been an intern for a couple of years, so
It's more of when as a joke.
it's funny. I do it sometimes, but it's not like the
I
thing
do it
that I
just to
always
get on
do.
their nerves so they don't like it.
Probably.
Like, please stop.
Please stop. Please stop.
Yeah, so I would say that's probably disapprove.
Yeah. Okay, hold on. My phone turned off. Sprinkles.
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 Oh, wait.
Sprinkles. Like
Sprinkles. Like you put on
like ice cream?
Ice cream. You put it on like cupcakes.
No, disapprove. Don't
Yeah.
like.
Wow.
Not a big sprinkle fan. Just because it's just.
They don't taste good.
No, there's nothing to it.
It
just
makes it
decoration.
fun.
Like, why would you just want to eat decoration? There's no flavor. There's nothing. It's just crunchy. It's like,
And
no.
then do they even look good?
No,
Yes.
I really don't.
Joy. I love sprinkles.
You love sprinkles? Okay.
Oh, yeah. On vanilla ice cream,
Okay.
brings joy.
It does change the color of the ice cream, which is kind of cool.
Oh, I
But
guess. Yeah.
I guess.
All right. Dating within the youth group.
Dating within the youth group. Okay. Yeah. What do you, let's see your thoughts.
I'm hoping you approve it.
I do. Wow, this is really putting me on the spot.
Sorry.
In general.
Disapprove.
Okay.
Disapprove. The reason being, a lot of times relationships like that do not work out.
Yeah.
And so you've got this, like, all the girls that are their friends and all the boys over here, just friends. And if something don't work out between them, then it can usually turn out to be really
Ugly,
messy and ugly. And like, you got this side and this side, and you're trying to make everybody feel good and feel together, and it just doesn't work out. So, but on the flip side of that, sometimes it does work out.
Right.
Like,
It does work out.
you guys have done a great job with that. So, but and the other thing too is, like, a lot of times we have to be like, guys, no PDAs. Like, don't.
Right.
Everybody in the group shouldn't know that you're dating, right? And
That's
I
just icky.
yeah, it's nobody wants to steal
Nobody
that, John.
wants to
Just
steal
stop.
that.
So
Just stop.
yeah.
Okay. Wait, was that yours? That's my turn?
Yeah. Your turn.
Okay. The letter C.
The letter C.
Let me explain.
What?
The letter C in any word can be replaced with a K or an S. Like, it is just not necessary.
Bruh.
Like, think about it.
Okay.
That's just my opinion, though.
This
I know
is
it's really-
really like, if you answer this wrong, people are gonna hate you
Yeah,
forever.
it's just like my life is right in front of my eyes. Like,
You know what I mean? Like, think about
I have
it.
two different futures here.
Like, what's the word?
The letter C.
Cycling? Why is that not an S?
Cycling.
Oh, what do we spell? SYKLING.
Yeah.
Sky.
And then, like, Christ. Well, can that be a K?
K for Christ.
And not a
That
C.
sounds like heresy. I don't know.
It
It
does.
like sits wrong with
You
my
can't
spirit.
take the
wrong. I'm
C
sorry.
out of Christ.
Sorry.
Oh, geez, what are we doing here? Yikes! I don't know. I
Middle.
yeah. Can I go middle grade? I don't know. That's such a hard question. I'll go. I can approve that.
Okay.
I guess. No. I can't approve that. No,
You don't approve of C?
I don't approve.
You do approve
I
of
do
the letter
approve of
C?
C. I do
Okay.
approve of the letter C.
Okay.
Yeah, I approve of
It's a
that.
letter.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's
a
there
good
for. It's got to be there for a reason.
It's for some reason.
Maybe.
It's a good letter. All right. Open mic testimony confession time.
All the memories
Don't
that are
quench the
flashing.
spirit. Don't quench the
I know
spirit.
he's having
memories that are
PTSD
coming
because you
back.
fan him.
Oh my god. I can't. Oh my god.
That was a good
story
one.
leading there.
The memories from camp. Oh my
Some things are
god.
just better not shared.
Yes.
Just there's been some
Or-
kids that have shared on that last night of camp.
Oh.
It's like you got to stop. Like, don't go there. Don't share that.
Time and a
they shared
place.
that. Oh, don't.
Time and a place.
Yes, you got to know the time and the place, and most people don't know that
No.
the time and
Right.
place. So, yeah, I don't approve of that. I think there's a time and a place for it, and I think it needs to be done well. I'm not against people sharing their testimony and what God's done in their heart and life, but a lot of times, especially like at camp, over the we've had that over the years. Now you probably remember that we've had. I think it was like everybody just get and start crying. It's just like we called it Cry Fest.
Cry night.
We're at cry.
Oh
Here comes
God,
Cry
it's
Night, and it's
real.
like it just turned into more of an emotional experience. And I don't want camp and things like that to become like an emotional experience. Like it is an emotional experience, but I don't want that to be the focus.
Right.
With that, so we kind of shifted, and so we kind of don't do Cry Night anymore, or we try not to do that just because we don't want all the emotion to. Because sometimes kids get so emotional, they don't know what they're even saying, and
Right.
they don't know when to stop and not share things. And we're just like, okay, time out. We're going this way, the other direction. So, yeah, I would say definitely disapprove.
Oh, yeah.
That's a good one. Okay.
Good take.
All right,
One more?
One more.
Do you have another one you want to do? That's good.
Not really. You go.
I don't either. Brunch. I'm telling you, they're random. Brunch.
Brunch.
Like breakfast, lunch. Like in
Breakfast,
the middle.
lunch, yeah.
I think.
Mm,
At what point is it not needed?
I like brunch.
I like brunch.
I can prove brunch.
Okay.
We had brunch we were at the beach. We were at the beach last week, and we went brunch the last day we were there. We had brunch. This place called Tenfold Biscuits or whatever in Myrtle Beach. Best thing I've ever had. Best breakfast I've ever had in my life.
Really?
Ever. Best ever.
What
Yeah.
did you get? Did you get biscuits?
I got this like Western omelet
Oh.
and grits and like this big biscuit that was like that big. It was huge. Never had a biscuit that big in my life.
That's fun.
It was delicious. Like absolutely the best breakfast I've ever had. So
Yeah.
yeah. So I'm definitely for brunch.
Or brunch.
So, but you got to plan for it though. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't go into going like, hey, I'm gonna eat breakfast, and then you skip it, and then you're like, oh, you know what I'm saying? You got to go into the day knowing, hey, we're doing brunch today.
Yeah.
So,
Because
well,
brunch leads to dinner.
yeah,
Lunch and dinner.
lunch and dinner.
And then
yeah.
it's midnight snack time.
Yep, fourth meal.
So you just got to flip the schedule.
True. Yeah. All right. Well, there you go. So we've done a little bit of fun, and now we've done a little bit of random. So now we're going to shift gears a little bit and turn, and we're going to talk a little bit about a whole lot of Jesus and talk about that. So one of the things I want to talk about today is this idea of spiritual warfare. Like I know this is probably something we don't really talk about a lot in student ministry world or even in the church world.
Right.
But spiritual warfare is just a huge, huge topic and something we should talk about probably more often. I think one of the biggest misconceptions when it comes to spiritual warfare is this idea that, you know, once you follow Jesus, you decide to follow him, that, hey, your life is going to be great and things are going to be perfect and everything is just going to go the way you want it to go. But in reality, it doesn't always work out that way. Like that's not the way life. Sometimes it actually gets harder when you start following Christ and to do that. And I don't think it's because God's not working in the situation, in your situation. I think it's anytime you come and you start following Christ and being obedient to him, then the enemy is going to come and try to distract you or derail you and take you away from what God's wanting you to do. So, you know, I think a lot of times we think that spiritual warfare can be really dramatic, like and really loud. And it can be, and a lot of times it is, but I think also there's times where it's really...
It can sneak up on you.
It can sneak up on you. It can be really through things like discouragement and doubting, you know, so many things, distractions, feeling isolated. You know, I think a lot of times when people start feeling isolated, that's such a bad thing, especially in seasons of life like graduating and going into a new school. That can be a huge transition. It can go well for some people and it can't go well and it maybe not go well for some people when you're going through that. So, you know, and Imogen, I wanted you to share a little bit about your story because you had an incredible story to share a couple years ago when we went to the Dominican. I mean, I remember, you know, to set this up, I remember getting a phone call like 2 or 3 days before our trip to fly out to the Dominican, and I get a phone call from your mom, and I mean, it's like it's not the phone call you want to get,
right?
With that, and so you know, you went through just a whole experience. I really want you just to share a little bit about that because you know, I think a lot of times students and kids hear this and they're like, "Oh, yes, spiritual warfare. Okay, that's like one of the things like voodoo way out there. It's not really a real thing."
And I was that person,
and so you kind of were that person.
Yeah.
So let's talk a little bit about what you went through.
Yeah. So kind of rewinding a little bit back to 2023, my senior year of high school. I was really, really excited that we were getting an opportunity to go to the Dominican Republic on a mission trip. I've always wanted to go out of the country, mission trip, all that. But I didn't really know what that looked like. And so it was just a big leap of faith for me, not just for me, for my parents as well, because I've never been out of the country, period, with my family. Like I've always just stayed in the States. So this was something different and I was excited for it. So on July 9th, which was a Sunday, I don't know if y'all know the timeline very well, so I'm gonna try to explain a little bit. We had sports camp that week. The week before the Dominican trip, we had sports camp at the church, and I've helped in years past, and this year I was given more, I don't say leadership, but like being younger, I knew a little bit more already from like years past, so I was helping lead some other kids in the youth, students in the youth, to teach them how to volunteer and everything. And so I was really excited about it. On that Sunday, we actually had our meeting, like our volunteer meeting. And so everything was fine that morning and everything. But that lunchtime, like after church, we had like the lunch, the meeting and everything. I think it was my right eye started to bother me a little bit. Like it was just itchy, watery. And I just talked it up being like, it's probably just allergies. I probably just got something in it, whatever. I didn't think too much of it, especially because the day before I was at my friend's lake house. And I got some lake water in my eyes. I'm like, it's probably just pollen, allergies. It's July. Like that kind of stuff happens. Yeah, so and then after the sports camp meeting, I called my mom and I told her like, "Hey, my eyes feel a little weird. I don't want to get any kids sick. Maybe it could be pink eye. I don't want to risk that or anything." So we went to the urgent care. They were like, "Okay, yeah, it's looking like you caught it early enough to where we can handle it and everything, to get it gone before your mission trip." And I'm like, "Okay, perfect." They give me some eye drops and everything. I'm being really careful about not transferring it to the other eye and everything. But then on Monday morning, July 10th, I woke up. I went to bed completely fine, read my now devotional you gave us before our trip. I woke up that morning and I could not see anything. Like I had completely lost my vision. I could see, but everything was so blurry that I could barely make out objects. Like it was completely insane. It hurt, like it was unbearable pain, like burning, stinging, awful pain. And I went to my mom and I'm like, "Mom, like I am miserable. We've got to figure out what's going on." So she made an appointment at the doctor's office. I went to my eye doctor this time, and he was like, "It's probably just a reaction from the eye drop. Stop using them. Use these instead." That kind of thing. And then he actually, I've gone to him for a long time, and so he knows my family pretty well. And he looked at my mom and was like, "Hey, I don't want Imogene to hear this," or I don't remember if they stepped out or if I just didn't close my ears or whatever. But he told my mom, he's like, "Hey, this could either be a reaction from the eye drops. It could be amoeba in your eyes from the lake water, possibly, or it could just be some kind of bacterial infection. But just letting you know, if you don't get this cleared up in the next few days, she could lose her sight forever." And so, of course, I'm freaking out because my mom told me, of course, she's like, she's old enough to understand and know everything. So mom told me. I'm crying. My eyes are so sore that the salt from my tears, it was just a mess. It just made it 10 times worse. And I remember going out to the car and I called my friend and then I called my dad and my boyfriend and I was just crying. I'm like, I don't know what I'm going to do. It hurts so bad. I can't lose my vision. I'm about to go to college. How am I supposed to? Worst case scenario, of course. And then I remember my mom came back to the car and she just laid her hands on me. It's like, "Hey, it's going to be okay." She prayed over me, prayed that God's will would be done no matter what. If I'm supposed to be going on this trip, he will make a way. And that was the extent of it. And I just remember being so upset that I was not able to help at sports camp and so upset that I could potentially not be able to go on the trip. And also, I could lose my vision. What the heck's going on?
A lot going on in that
what's
moment.
going on? But at the same time, I think my mom texted you that night, actually, that Monday night, and that's when y'all started the prayer chain, at the church. And by the next morning, I had over 300 people praying for me, Mom said. And I just remember being so at peace. It was peace beyond understanding. People talk about that all the time, but I have never really, it's one of those things, you have to experience it to, fully understand and believe it. And I wrote everything in my journal that you gave us, wrote everything down. So I went through it last night and just kind of pulled some bullet points out. But one of the things I said in here was, "I wasn't mad at God. I was honestly just as confused as to why he was letting it happen." And it kind of went along with the peace beyond all understanding. I knew that God had a plan and a purpose for it, but it was kind of just literally hard to see. Hard to see why he had me there and why he was letting all that happen to me. But on that was Monday. On Tuesday, July 11th, I woke up also in a ton of pain, still honestly worse than I was the day before. The eye drops that I was using just burned and they hurt and I couldn't see and I couldn't cry because the tears made it 10 times worse. So I'm just laying there okay, what am I supposed to be doing here? And then I ended up going to an eye specialist in Charlotte area, and the specialist came to the conclusion that I had a sinus infection, that instead of it going out your nose or your mouth, this sounds gross, the snot going out your nose or your mouth, it was going through my tear ducts into my eyes and then creating pockets of infection all over my eye. So all over my pupils where it was blocking my vision completely. And he did say, hey, if we don't get this cleared up, you could have permanent scarring on your eyes, which could affect your vision for the rest of your life. And so I'm like, okay, great. So what's the plan? Am I able to leave? I think it was Saturday morning to go to the DR at 4 a.m. Like, am I able to? And that was on Tuesday when I went to him. So he was like, okay, you're going to come back on Friday, 2 days from now. And then I'm going to, after giving you all the drops and medications and everything, we're going to see if you're able to go. I'm like, okay, cool. So I took the medications. I did all the eye drops and stuff. And every night my mom read the devotional to me. I couldn't see the devotional, so I had my mom read it to me every night, and she was amazing through the whole thing. Wednesday morning, I woke up, and my eyes were still kind of hurting, but they were much better than the previous day. I couldn't really see that much still, but they weren't hurting as much. So the only thing I could really do was like lay on the couch, listen to worship music, and pray. And I really, looking back, as crazy as it sounds, I'm thankful that happened to me beforehand because it made my prayer life so much stronger. It literally gave me no other choice than to get rid of all the distractions. I couldn't watch TikTok. I couldn't go on Instagram. I couldn't watch TV. I literally could lay there, listen to music, or pray. And so I think that was the most I've ever talked to God in my life. And that is, like, as crazy as it sounds, I wasn't worried about it at all. I'm like, God, if you want me to go, great. If not, then that's fine too. And what I got out of this was a strong relationship with you. And it really was peace beyond all understanding. I had a lot of friends come over, and like after sports camp, they would come over and they would just talk to me and ask how I was feeling, bring me some candy and stuff to eat. But that was just amazing. Mom read me devotional that night as well, because I could kind of start to see a little bit, but it wasn't great. Thursday morning, I woke up feeling so much better, and I could see. It was still blurry, but I could still make out objects, and I could read my Bible. I could read my devotional and stuff. And that night, I read the devotional all on my own. I went to bed, and I was just praying, God, like, if you really want me to go, you're going to make a way. You're going to make this appointment go great tomorrow, and it's all going to be fine. And so I went to bed feeling really confident. Like, I went to bed feeling good. I'm like, I can read by myself. Like, my eyes don't hurt anymore. Yes, it's a little fuzzy, but if that's all I have to deal with, praise God. And so I went to bed that night, and then I thought it was like, I just felt really good. Like, I just felt like, yeah, I conquered this. Like, I got through it, but it wasn't just me. It was God, of course. I went to bed that night, and I'm talking like on the edge of like borderline passed out asleep. I hear this like screeching noise, and immediately when I woke up, like it sounded like nails on a chalkboard almost. And I woke up, and I tried to sit up out of my bed, but it literally felt like somebody was on top of me, pushing down like into my bed as hard as they possibly could. And I just laid there, like, I can't move. Like, I'm just terrified. And so it felt like that lasted for like 30 minutes. It very well could have been like 2 minutes, but it felt like it lasted for a very long time. And when I was finally able to sit back up, I just started saying the name of Jesus over and over. I'm like, I know there's power in that name. And so I just started saying it over and over and over again. And every time I would say it, I would feel like the presence of something wicked like leave, but then it would come right back every single time, like a few seconds after. And I'm like, oh my gosh, what's going on? And then I'm looking around my room, and I had like, I'm a type B person. I'm messy. I know I am. But I had like Target bags beside my bed, or like Walmart bags from when I went shopping a few days before. And all of a sudden they start rattling. Like, it's like shh, like a rattling sound. And I'm like, oh, this is creepy. I don't like it. And then I'm looking around my room, and I'm starting to like see like a glitch, like almost like nothing was actually moving, but I could feel a presence of something. And I would look there, and something would like move, like just barely, like, it's weird. It was like a glitch. Like, I don't know how to describe it other than that. And I could like see it around my room, like moving closer and closer to me. And then I'm like, I can't do this. And so I keep praying, and every time I would feel like I'm good, it's gone, it's fine, turn my lights off in my room, go back to bed. Every time I would close my eyes, I would see these like demonic figures. And I just remember it being like a man and a woman, like coming at me with like scratches and blood all over their face, like screaming for help. Like it looked like the depths of hell to me. Like it was absolutely terrifying. And so every time I would wake up, I would see the stuff in my room, my stuff beside my bed would still be rattling and stuff. I felt like it went on for like 2 hours, but it probably was like 30 minutes. I eventually get so fed up. I'm like, I just sprint out of my room, go downstairs. I'm 18 years old. There's no, like, I don't go to my mom and dad's room to tell them I have a bad dream and sleep with mom and dad. Like, I'm 18 years old. I don't do that. And I went over there and I'm like, hey, mom, dad, I had a bad dream. Can I, like, I didn't want to freak them out because they were already freaked out from everything else. And they were like, yeah, you're fine. Like, mom, I laid in bed with mom and dad. And then I'm like shaking, sobbing still, like so scared because I could just feel the presence upstairs in my room still. Like I knew it wasn't in the room downstairs with me, but I could feel it upstairs. And my mom eventually like turns around, she's like, are you okay? I'm like, yeah, I'm fine. I'm great. I'm fine. And she's like, no, you're not. What's wrong? And so I sit up and I start, like, I'm sweating, crying, literally about to throw up. I'm so anxious about this. And so she's like, okay, like, she's like, Imogene, this is Satan. You know it is. He does not want you to go on that trip. And I'm like, you're right. And I knew exactly that wasn't the presence of God. I just didn't know what it was. And so she gets her devotional out. We go in the living room. We read her devotional. It didn't really help me or anything. And she's like, where's your Bible? I'm like, upstairs in my room. She's like, go get. I'm like, I'll sit right here. Like, you can go get it. She's like, no, you're going to go up there with me. We're going to get it together. So I go in my room. I still feel like that icky feeling when I walk in my room. And so I grab my Bible. I head back. I'm like, I'm gone. I sprint down the stairs again. And then I just open my Bible to something random. And I, not knowing where I needed to be, I'm just like, I just know there's power in this. So I open it and it flipped to Psalms 3, where God is talking about how he is our shield and he crushes the serpent's head with his mighty sword or fist or something like that. But it kept talking about how the word is our sword and how God is our ultimate power. And as soon as I read like the whole chapter 3 of Psalms, like immediately gone. Like I read it out loud that night in my living room, and I immediately, like, if a door opened and shut, I would have not been surprised because I quite literally felt all presence from my household completely leave. And the next day, I'm like, and then the next my dad slept on the couch so I could sleep with my mom in the bed. I left my Bible open beside me on the countertop on like the nightstand. And so I went to sleep like right away. Completely fine. Like nothing happened. And then next day I woke up really early to go to the doctor's appointment. He said my eyes were looking good. I have minimal scarring in my left eye, which is where it all started, which I still do. But praise God, it's like not in front of my pupil, so I can still see, and that's not affecting my vision at all. And he said, yeah, you're 100% safe to go. And I'm like, praise God. And so, yeah, that's just kind of my story. And I was able to go, and I remember texting everybody, being so excited. And it was just a complete God thing. And I think the biggest thing for me was like, I didn't believe in that. Like I did, and the people asked me like, oh yes, I know that's real, it's in the Bible, but I've never, it's something that you kind of have to experience it in order to really believe it. But like there is an outside force that is constantly fighting for us and constantly wants us. But God is so much more powerful. And it pains me to say this, but I didn't believe in the power of God's word to that extent. Like I believe that his word has power, and people always say that his name has power. Okay, but there's only so much his name can do. You have to actually open up the word and read it out loud for anything to actually happen. And you have to know it. So yeah, that's kind of my story.
You know, I think that's such a, thank you for sharing that. I know that's not easy to go back and retrace all that, but I know that, you know, we went to the Dominican, had a good week. And I remember one of the nights we were sitting around this little area outside the house overlooking the city. The lights were just beautiful. I mean, it was an incredible scene. And I remember having this conversation with you, and you were just like, I still don't understand why God did this. Right. I don't understand why God made me go through this. And I could just look in and say, I think I know why, a little bit why. Because I was like, how many people did you lead to Christ this week? Right. And you had 4 or 5 people at least to Christ that week. I mean, as we were just going through people's houses and sharing the gospel with them. And I was like, Satan knew that he did not want you going on that trip because he's like, man, this girl can do some serious damage if she gets on the mission field. And when you got on the mission field, man, you were like a bulldog. Like you're like, I'm going to share my story with you and let you people know how Jesus it is.
It made me want to even more.
Right. Yeah. And so I think that was such a powerful that I remember, like, man, look, 5 people's eternity changed because of what you went through, you know, and that gave you that opportunity to share and talk about that. And so I remember that was just for me, that was a powerful moment. Like, I think I may not know everything about this situation, but I think at least for that moment, I know that he wanted you to come and be on that trip. Right. And, you know, I know our team will never forget that, you know, because I mean, even when you were on the trip, it was, you still were having some sight issues and we were still having to,
oh my gosh.
You were still having some issues and we were having to help you with that. But I think that's the beauty of a community is coming together to help because you had so many people praying for you. You had people, you know, coming over to you. I think it was so important that you made some really key points of like, man, the word is so important. Like that's our shield, that's our sword, that's our power, that's our defense. You know, that's what we need to do. And I think students that are probably listening to this, maybe in the same shoes you were in, they're like, yeah, I know that's true, but I don't know that's really going to happen to me.
It only happens in the Bible.
Right. It's only in the Bible or those like really other people that may happen to. But, you know, I think that's really, you really learned how to stand firm, right? You know, in that moment, you really were able to stand up and say, hey, this is, you know, whatever force you were dealing with, you were able to, you know, the first thing you need to do is say the word Jesus, you know, because there is power in his name.
Yes.
And when you speak it out loud, it's so powerful. You know, and even the thing that I'll go back and remember is even the demons believe. The demons believe in the name of Jesus. They believe in Jesus.
Right.
Because when you started that, everything went away. When you started reading the word, everything just went away, you know, and they flee. You know, and so I think that's such a powerful story that you'll have forever. And so even when you were here this past summer, I was like, I want you to sit down in the studio. I want you to get this on camera so that you can share your story with the world. And so it didn't happen over the summer. So I was like, hey, this is a perfect opportunity for you to come in and share that. So thank you so much for sharing.
And I think another big thing that I like learned from that was the importance of a church community really is. Because I don't think that I could have gone through that without people praying for me. Like looking back, I don't know how I kept my cool at all. But, and I remember coming back to church that Sunday after our trip, and I had the people I had never even like seen before, like, hey, I just want you to know that we were praying for you, and I'm really glad that you were able to go and do some amazing things. And I was just like, it like brought me to tears almost, like, realizing that these people that I don't even know their names, like, were praying for me.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
Like, they cared enough to pray for me, even though I've never had an interaction with them before. Like, that's crazy. That's the love of God, though. Like, that's the love of Christ.
And I think that's the beauty of the church is because you've got the people that can go on the trips. You got people that can sponsor people to help go on the trip. You know, hey, we can't go, but I can give to help somebody else go. And then the team goes, and then we also have a prayer team that always, every time we've ever done a trip, either it's beach camp or mission trip, we always have a prayer team back home that people can sign up, and we'll send out daily alerts of here's things that you can pray for. And the beauty of that is that people can, you know, hey, I may not be able to go, but I can still pray for the team while they're on the ground.
As important.
So important.
So important.
So important with that. So, Allie, have you ever had any kind of dealings with spiritual warfare or anything that you've ever?
For sure. I think that, you know, throughout my life, like growing up, especially just with my dad being a pastor, our family has always been, and I'm sure you know this, but it's just always like at the pinpoint of attack.
100%.
Right? So we had several moments growing up like that. And it's just, in those moments you just realize like all that Satan can do is make me fearful. Because, you know, I think it's really cool to think about too. They fear the name of the Lord and they themselves want to be elevated to a position where they're feared. So their response is to make you fearful.
Right.
But when you realize that that's actually the only weapon that they have against you, and the Lord is so much stronger than that, and the Lord dwells with you, and the Lord dwells within you, like that power is just so much greater than any presence that's going to come and try to bother you. And you have authority, and like the Lord will be with you throughout that. So it's always so great. And then it's also just like you said, you know, kind of I hate to say it this way, but it's like kind of a compliment that Satan would, you know, be attacking you in this way. And it's just even more so you should pursue the Lord and walk in obedience because he's going to be walking with you. But I would say, you know, it's mostly been small moments, but the only moment in my life that I was just really struggling with that and walking through a lot of spiritual warfare was actually right after I tore my first ACL. So, growing up, I played a lot of soccer and then I got injured really bad, tearing my ACL.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was also involved in praise band. So when I had my time off from my ACL, I would go and I was serving on the praise band and just growing in discipleship groups. And I was leading a small group in my church at the time. But randomly out of nowhere, I just started having these really like insecure thoughts about my image. And every time I looked in the mirror, I just thought that I wasn't enough. And I would always think that like I needed to lose weight because I wasn't playing soccer anymore and I was just going to get like really out of control. And then somehow that made me unworthy. Somehow that made me, like unfit for any kind of love or care and made me of less value. So I walked through a season for about a year in my life where I struggled really bad with an eating disorder. Like I remember I would be at work and I'd have work right after school and I wouldn't eat all day. And then I would be so excited for those days because I could go home and tell my parents that I had dinner at work and I just wouldn't eat. And like I would go through days where I'd only eat like 600 calories and it was just really bad. But it was like every time I looked in the mirror, I just felt like voices saying, you're not enough, like keep doing this to yourself. And it was a really dark time. And I think that it was also a very intentional time from the enemy because I was like growing so much and I was in a position of leadership for the first time within like my spiritual walk. And so of course he'd want to plant these thoughts of insecurity. And I honestly felt like I was living a double life most of the time because I would go to youth and I'd be talking to these girls like, God has made you this beautiful way. You have so many gifts and like you're going to impact the kingdom so well. But in my own life, I would walk through this period of being so insecure and I didn't feel that way myself. And really like I just wasn't in my word at all because, the word is what you have to combat, the forces around you. And when you're not in the word, you don't have anything to answer those lies back with. So yeah, I walked through a period of that. And then it was the Lord that brought me out of it. And thank goodness I walked through that for a year, but I don't have any health issues that I know of, at least now from that. But yeah, really the Lord just brought me out of that. And he really grabbed a hold of my heart and was like, you need to be in my word rather than listening to these words around you that say, like you're not worthy of any kind of love. You don't have any value because of the way that you look. And to stop hurting yourself because, I've made you and I've given you this body to steward well and to steward well for the kingdom. So yeah, I would say that that's probably the biggest thing that I ever walked through with like spiritual warfare. Yeah. And it's going to be a battle that we always have, especially as you grow in your walk and you grow with the Lord and, you're given these opportunities to go and make an impact for the kingdom. Like, of course, Satan's going to try to combat that. And of course, Satan's going to come after you. So, yeah, I think it's just like a good encouragement to anybody. Just be in your word because it's coming if it hasn't already come.
Right.
And also, if it's not coming, maybe you should get on with it and get on the mission that you've been called to.
Bingo. That's such a big thing because if like the devil, if you're not doing anything, then the devil's going to leave you alone.
Yeah.
He's not going to waste his time on you if you're just being mediocre and over here and decide not doing anything. But when you start, getting in the word and you start getting serious about it, you start being obedient to what God's calling you to do, that's when the battle is going to start.
Absolutely.
And that's when you got to be ready for it, to know that it's coming. I've had several instances over my life where we've dealt with stuff kind of like what you've dealt with. And, and it was recently within the past year, like it was a Sunday that I was preaching at church. And I remember I woke up and I was sleeping in the middle of the night and I started all of a sudden, I heard something in the room and I kind of turned over and looked and the moment that I turned over and looked, that presence and that force that you were talking about, like I could not move an inch. And I was like, oh, and it was such a powerful that you're like, oh my gosh. And so I was trying to get the word Jesus out of my mouth, but I could not. Like the louder you went, it was just a tiny little like itty bitty part of a scream that you get out. And so I started just mumbling things and it woke Ashley up. And so she leaned over and was like trying to like, are you okay? And then it just, it was just it was a scary moment, but then it was one of those moments you're like, okay, I think I realize what's happening now. And so we just started praying, got the word and just started, going through that process. And it was such a, the next day I was sharing so much stuff about the next generation and preaching on the next generation and what God's doing in the next generation. I was just like, man, Satan does not want me to get up and talk about that right now. And he does not, he's trying to put fear in my life and he's trying to throw things at me. And so it can be a really scary moment, but I think at the end of the day too, I think it's actually a compliment.
Yeah.
Because if he's coming after you that hard, then you're doing something right. You're doing something in the right direction. When it comes to that. So some of the things that I thought about to try to walk through and help our students, what are some helps that we can do to help ourselves when we find ourselves in these situations? I think one of the most important things is to really know who you are, anchor yourself in Christ. Your identity is in Christ, and you got to remember that. Kind of like you just mentioned that, how important that is to know, you're not worthy, you're not enough. I am enough because Christ bought me. He bought me at my salvation. He gave me my salvation. I am enough. He says I'm loved. He says, Romans 8 says that I'm loved by God, and I think that's such a big thing to go through. 1 John 1 says that you are forgiven. You got to remember that. Yeah, I am forgiven, and all that past stuff you can't hold against me anymore. And Matthew 28 says I'm not alone. I don't walk through this world alone. I have somebody that walks right through with me every single step of the way. So I think, and I think saying those things out loud are so important. Your identity spoken out loud is so important to know that I am loved, I am forgiven, all those things. And I think that's something students probably don't do enough. And forget students, adults, we don't do that enough as adults to say that kind of stuff and talk about how you need to be anchored in Christ. And I think you both talked about this too, but use your scripture as your weapon. Right, that's your weapon. That is what you can fight against, and both of y'all did the exact same thing. It's kind of like, I don't think, sometimes I think we feel like as students growing up, I've got to know every single thing about the Bible. I've got to know every word that's in the Bible. And it's like, well, you don't have to know every word, but you got to at least know it well enough to know how to use it to fight, and so I think that's one of the things that we do. Jesus in Matthew 4 used the scripture to fight. He used it to fight when the devil came against him, to do that. And I think sometimes having these short verses that you can memorize that are so powerful, are so good. So I mean, I would encourage you, man, write verses on sticky notes or on your phone. Maybe even get a screensaver on your phone or something. Every time you look at your phone, there's a Bible verse that pops up that says, I'm loved, I'm forgiven. All these different things that you can talk through. It's our defense. And I think that's what we need to go through. And then the last thing I really thought through was, to emphasize the power of prayer, because every one of us had this instance, and first thing we did is we wanted to go to prayer, and I think that so many times we have this idea that it's got to be this long, impressive, beautiful prayer, and it's like, no, sometimes honest prayers are better than perfect prayers. Right. Absolutely, just to say there may be in a moment where you're like, Jesus, help me. Yeah. Oh God, help me now. Those are the that's just an honest, raw prayer, but sometimes that's all you can get out at the moment that you need to do that. So I think that the prayer is so important in when you find those moments, and I think the other part that I love is we're not fighting for victory. We're fighting from victory. Yeah. Absolutely. The battle's already been won. Jesus has already won the battle. So we're fighting from the victory, not for the victory. And so that's help when you're in this battle. That really, really helps to understand that and to talk about that, to do that, and that ultimately he wins, Right. So that's such a big thing. So, that's such a cool thing. And so I want to say to kind of wrap this whole thing up with this is just how proud we are of you guys. So y'all are like Transit alumni, you've graduated through and been through, but we're just super proud of who y'all have turned out to be and the impact that you're making in the world. Image, I know you're at Gardner Webb. You have a huge, ministry there, an impact there with so many people. I know you're like in the admissions department, or I'm in admissions. Yes. And so like, you got all these people coming to you, and, we follow you on social media. So we see you on all the videos and just, you're just making such a huge impact. And we're just so proud of you for what you have done and being at Liberty, your first year, just how you're leading and meeting people, and you're using your gift, and I'll say this because I know everybody in our church knows this, but the Sunday you sang your song that you wrote was just, it was so powerful. Like, it was just one of those moments that you're just like, I really don't want this moment to end right now, because it's such a beautiful blessing that you gave to the church. And I'm loving your Instagram. You keep dropping things, and I'm just like, oh, I love this song. It's just
coming out February.
Yes,
It's gonna be a song.
Check it out. So, but we're just so proud of you guys because you're just doing such a great job of leading people, and we're just proud of you for what you're doing with that. So, it's just it's been. Thank y'all for being here today. I know it's been kind of a longer podcast, but I wanted y'all's story to just get out and share because it's just so important. We just don't talk about this enough, and I think anytime you do something for the Lord, there's going to be the enemy's going to attack. So
absolutely.
you just gotta know. And like I said, growing up as a parent, as a pastor's kid, man, it's like you just know something, and a lot of times we think it's so big sometimes, and it's not the big things. Sometimes it's in the small things that he can really trip you up with that. So so we're good. So I forgot to tell y'all about my pillow. Do y'all see my pillow right here?
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
Oh, yeah.
I do like it.
So the ladies at the office made this pillow for me for the Pastor Matt Approved. So it sits outside my office door, right? And so it's really cool because like if they see this, they know I'm in a good mood and I'm ready to go. You come talk to me. But if it's like this, if you see it where it's colored, let's see if I can do this right without it falling. Let me just put it. See, if you see it like this, it goes up.
Like that. Not Pastor Matt.
That's not Pastor Matt approved. Don't come talk to me right now. So, there he goes. You know what I'm saying? So, all right. So we're going to end this on a funny note. All right. So it's been a kind of a heavy topic there. We're going to end this on a funny note. So y'all ordered me a Pastor Matt bobblehead.
Okay.
Okay. So it came in, it sent in the thing. It came in and y'all, it did not go well.
Oh no.
It did not go well. Y'all want to see it? I'm going to show you.
Do you have it?
There's only like 3 or 4 people that have seen this in the world. So I'm going to have to show y'all the Pastor Matt approved.
Kind of scared.
Came from
You should be scared. Actually.
Amazon or what?
No, this is like somewhere in China or somewhere overseas.
Custom made in China.
Yeah, so it's custom made. So this is the Pastor Matt approved bobblehead.
That's terrifying.
It looks nothing like you.
Yeah, I'm like, this does not even look like me.
That is not Pastor Matt.
Like I don't understand.
Do you have hearing aids?
Yes, take a look at that bad boy, right?
What's on the bracelet?
That is, it's kind of scary. You know who it looks like? I look like Tommy Lee Jones. Do you know who that is? The actor Tommy Lee Jones?
No, I just laughed because I don't know who it is.
I figured I would laugh. Okay, I'll put a picture up so you can actually see.
It looks
that.
like an Asian man.
Like the hair. Okay, I get it. There's not a lot of hair.
China.
There's not a lot of hair up top on. I get that for me, but I'm like, dude, it's black hair. I don't even have black hair.
I feel like isn't the bobblehead supposed to go like?
Yes, up and down, and
it's
no.
It is not approved.
It's not
never
approved. That
approved.
is definitely not Pastor Matt approved.
And came.
Yeah, it's supposed to say camp on it because I was wearing a shirt that said beach camp, and so it's just totally messed up. So, but I had to share that with y'all because like I felt so bad. I was so excited to open it, and I was so disappointed when I saw the Pastor Matt approved
That's
bobblehead.
awful.
It is really bad. So I called the company and I was like, excuse me, this looks nothing like me. I need you to redo this and like try again. So they're trying again. So we'll keep everybody updated on the podcast. See if the second one comes in, looks a little bit better than that. So that's kind of creepy.
It's funny.
It's so funny.
I don't even like want to see it in my office. It's just like it's so
it
creepy.
looks scary.
It is creepy. He's like,
I just like to like.
No.
Is it approved?
No.
You need to threaten kids with this on the first day of camp. Like this is the real Pastor Matt that's going to come out.
That's right. Hey, if you don't behave, this is
his hair is going to get a lot darker.
Yeah, that's right.
He lives in the fort.
That's right.
That's
It'd be funny if I could like make his eyes light up or something.
Oh,
It'd be
yeah,
like
just,
really
like, red.
creepy. They'll be like, scare him to death.
Wow.
That'd be a good 6th grader. We'll do that 6th graders this
I
year.
might not come
So-
back.
Threaten him.
I know, for real. I'm never going to camp. So.
Wow.
All right. Well, thank
This
you
is
guys
really
for
good.
being here. Thank you for listening. So we had a little bit of random today. We had a little bit of fun, and we had a whole lot of Jesus. So so make sure if you're out there, wherever you're listening, go check us out on YouTube. Subscribe. He says, yes, subscribe. No, he don't.
No.
Yes, go subscribe wherever you are, wherever you're listening to this podcast. Be sure to subscribe to our channel so that you can stay up to date on everything that's happening with that. So we'll see you next time. And remember, not everything is Pastor Matt approved.
Yeah.
But Imogene is Pastor Matt approved. Allie is Pastor Matt approved. And this episode is Pastor Matt approved. So thank y'all for being here.
Yeah.
There you go. Hold it up. Thank y'all for being here so much. And we look forward to seeing you next time.
Bye.